Hello, my name is Jessie Tarian. I'm an independent demonstrator with the company Stampin' Up. Welcome to my craft room. I am located in sunny Las Vegas, and here we do all things paper craft. So if you are joining me from YouTube, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by. We have a great card for you today. So if you have a good time, hit the subscribe button, like, do all the things. This is our card today. Look how gorgeous that paper is. And there's the inside of the card. Now, if you're one of my besties, go ahead and sign on and say hello. I could see my mom is watching. Hi! I have not yet called you today, Moo. I have been so busy. But it is on my things to do list. I'm glad you found me. I figured out my life. Wednesday, I was broadcasting from my personal page. That's why my friend from high school signed on like, oh, what's going on? Nothing. And that's why I couldn't find myself. Is anything like, hi, Karen. How you doing? I think, oh, hi, Sherry. I was like, I think someone else signed on too. Yeah, anyway, so I'm a hot mess. I got my stuff together though. It's good. Besties that are part of my team, I put up a new instructional video for you. You know how much you love them. I don't know, I just felt like I'm trying to do one a week, so I put that up for you on the Besties page. And let me get signed in, do all the things. How's everybody doing? How is your week? I want to catch up. I've been super busy. It's hard for me. I get hyper focused on things. Hi, Pam. And I basically just all my energy goes to that one hyper fixation. So usually it's Stampin' Up. But I'm having to make time for my family and my friends and for myself. And it's very hard for me like to fit it all in. But I'm doing it, and I encourage you all to do that. Don't forget yourselves, because me time is important. But, you know, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We're getting things done, all the things. So I'm very grateful that I'm here and I can do that. And I'm doing it with you guys. So I am online. I can find myself today. That is exciting. What do I have to share with you guys? Let's see, how is your house coming along? Okay, so the leak is fixed, the deconstruction's done. Now we're waiting. We got a phone call from the contractor who said next week they're gonna let us know a timeline for the rebuild. And my air conditioning is fixed. It was just the capacitor. No problem, thank God for home warranty. I give it to them. It's a blessing. And actually, the funny thing is, when I signed up for that, it was because the air conditioning units are so expensive. And in my paranoid brain, I was like, if that broke, I won't be able to fix it. I better get a warranty. And sure enough, we had to use it for that. So serendipitous. Thank you, Lord. I'm smart. So anyway, everything's good. On that front, we're good. We're great. I'm excited. This weekend is Creativity Now, which is a special event for demonstrators that signed up for it and purchased the advance bundle. So I know Sherry's doing it. Terry's going to come over and we're going to do it together. I'm just super excited. And so we're going to do all the things this weekend. I'm going to learn a lot and then I will share it with you on Wednesday. So be waiting for that. Okay, let's flip down. I'll tell you all this stuff and we'll get crafting, okay? Here we go. If you get seasick, you know the drill. We're going down. Close your eyes. Here we go. Okay. And flip. Beautimus. There we go. Oh, it's so much easier when I can see and I know what's going on in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Very good. Very good. I'm still working with the stupid mat. I've put more things under it. That's a little bit better. Whatever. We're going to see this. Can't help it. Now, Here's my pile. Don't want to drop anything. So here's the card. So the information, I used the Full of Life paper. So that gorgeous rainbowy paper. We've been playing with it. I love it. I love the patterns. I love the vibrant colors. Obviously it's two-sided. It comes in 6x6, Full of Life paper. If you don't have it, I suggest you get it. Now, to go with that, we're going to use the Friends for Life stamp set and coordinating dies. Now this is a bundle that is on sale till June 30th, or through June 30th, I should say. So this set right here is $47 right now. So that's 20% off. If you were to buy them individually, you know, it would be more. You can get this in a suite. Right now it's not available because the iridescent ribbon is out of stock, but you can get the iridescent gems. They are back in stock for those who've been waiting for that. And they do come in the suite. But the thing is, if you buy this bundle and you buy the gems and you buy the paper, and when it comes back in stock, you buy the ribbon, it's still cheaper than buying the suite, which is very unusual, but there you go. Okay, so I've explained myself very well. This is what we're doing today. Let me show you the inside of this card. Okay, so it's thank you. Flip it open for being a friend. I know you're singing it in your head. Go ahead. Belt it out loud. I'm not going to sing for you. I was singing it all afternoon, though, while working on this card. Nobody has time for me singing. Trust me. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. Make sure it is in frame. Am I crooked? I'm crooked. That drives you nuts. I'm sorry. We all know I'm a little bit crooked anyway, so it's just what happens. Okay, so I've pre-cut and done all the things out because it was a lot. I gotta tell you a funny story though. So you know how I was all sad and almost crying like about my my big shot because I was getting a new, I don't know why I give inanimate objects feelings, but I do. I also give pets like human emotions, but they do have emotions at least, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we opened up my new Big Shot, or not Big Shot, what is it called? Big and Boss, right? And we had to put the handle on it, and I don't know, I think I cranked down with an Allen wrench too hard and snapped the bolt in there. So my husband had to order a special tool, which will be here tomorrow, to fix my brand new thing. So that solidified the fact that I should not get rid of my Big Shot because you never know when things are going to break and it's good to have an extra one. That's my story. I'm not a hoarder, but I feel that this is important. I need to keep it. Okay. So here we go. I took a piece of Blackberry Bliss and I cut it in A2 size cardstock, so 8.5 by 5.5, and then I scored it in the middle. We do this with a lot of our cards. We're not reinventing the wheel here. The difference with this card is we're going to fold down our corner. So what I did was I went in about 1/2 inch and I put a tick mark, and then I went down to about 3 3/4 of an inch, and I marked it off. And then I did the little trick where we line up the tick marks and we do a score. Okay, so that's how I got my flap even. Then we're just going to fold it over like that. Now this is kind of dark, but when we put the paper with it, you'll see that it pops. But you want to varnish that down pretty well. I'm going to hold it up. I know it's dark. But on the pictorial, you will have the measurements to make your tick marks and make your line. So don't worry, I got you covered. Now, you're going to cut your insert, the regular 5 1/4 by 4, you know, to fit in there with a little bit of room around it. And I did the same thing for my outer piece of Designer Series paper, but we had to cut the angle. So what I did, because I just wanted to test, sometimes I have a hard time with angles, but I just wanted to see. So I put this where it belonged with my little 1/4 of an inch around while it was flat. I lined up that score line and I put a tick mark here and here, and I kind of even went with the angle, right? So a tick mark on an angle, tick mark on an angle. Then I took that out, I lined it up in my cutter, and I cut it. And when I put it back down, it matched perfectly. But you could also take this paper and go 1/4 over and 3 3/4 down and do the same thing. But I found by lining up that mark, it made it perfect. So either way works. It's whatever you're most comfortable with. And if it needs a little adjusting, you can always give it a little trim. The flap is going to be folded over. So if it's not perfectly in line, it doesn't matter because you're not going to see that. This is the most important part, and that part will be straight. Okay? So there's a little tip for how I got to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down. I know, hi. Oh, sorry. I'm reading, but I don't think I'm caught up. I'm going to say hello to everybody again. Yeah, Sherry, it's not that big of a deal. We're going to fix it. James can fix anything I break. That's why we're such a perfect pair, because I break a lot of things and he fixes them. So he's a keeper in that way too. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It is what it is. Okay, so there we go. See? Perfect. Now I'm going to fold this down. And I went ahead, another little squishy. I went ahead because I didn't want it flapping up like that. And I took a dimensional and I just made sure it was going to stay put. Because it's not a motion card, so I really wasn't fussed. I just really wanted it to stay down. But it's optional. If you want to do that, you can do that. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. And I use dimensionals, but you could also just put some stamp and seal or glue, whatever you got, you know, tape runner. You can do whatever you want. But I kind of like the dimension a little bit. I thought that looked good. Now you can kind of see the cards coming together. I'm going to set this aside for a minute and pull in our 2 squares. So it's a 3-inch square, so 3 inch on each side. And I know those of you who know the pattern of the paper realize I cut the middle out. I know it's a monstrous thing to do, but I will use the scraps in other cards, so don't you worry. And then I did 3 1/4 square because I'm going to layer that like so. Now that's the one thing I love about this paper. It's not just colors, it's the patterns, you know, the starburst and circles, squares, little, I don't know, they were like ovals, and they're not ovals. What would you call that? Is that an oval? I don't know, but little splotches, you know what I'm saying. So now we've got this piece, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue it down, creating a frame You know, kind of wiggle it around. Now you only want to put glue on diagonally one part. Don't go all the way to the point just in case. I was a little bit crazy with the glue. Nothing new here. All right, and then you can wiggle it around, get it where you want it, you know. Just do the thing. Don't do what I do though and get glue everywhere because that's a mess. There you go. But you don't want to put it all over because you don't want to glue your card shut. So now we've got the main part of our card put together. How pretty is that? Now we're going to use some of the dies in our set. So, hold on, I didn't clean my die. It's coming out, guys. Okay. On this card, I cut this part out and it will cut the little leaves into a heart shape, but it doesn't cut the heart out. So I backed it with some colored paper and I cut around it. But then when I was making the pieces for the class, I realized that this heart is meant to nest and cut it out for you. So I cut this one out and then I cut one out of a solid one out of paper so that I could layer them. Now, the only thing with this is when you cut it, there's a little notch that doesn't cut. So that way you can keep it together and have like an outline if you want it. I just took my snips and cut it apart. So there's a tip for that. And we're just going to go ahead and glue this down. Now I purchased a silicone mat and I have not unpacked it yet. Well, I've unpacked it, but I haven't opened it and it's not in front of me. But from now on, we're going to up our game with a silicone mat so we don't get glue everywhere. So I got tired of just having glue all over the place. You know what I mean? Does anyone else use a silicone mat or something like it? I was like, why have I not been doing this? Okay. So I'm just lining that up, gluing it down. Now you could also use your double-sided sticky adhesive before you die cut out. And then you could just peel it and stick it on there. How nice would that be? Hold on, I got glue everywhere. This is my embossing buddy. It's good to, it's just like powder in a little case. And when you tap it down, of course it smells like chalk now, it dries up that glue so it's not sticky. You know what I mean? Then you can tap it off. So there we go. There's our pretty heart that I'm going to mount. I'm going to pop that up too. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna pop that up. Just stick it on there. Now we're gonna do our thinking of you. So I used one of the dies and I cut out like this little banner or splash of paint, whatever you like to think of it as. And I am gonna go ahead and put thank you from the set on the front. Now I used Blackberry Bliss for my card base, but I wanted the sentiment just a little bit lighter. If you're making this for a friend, choose her or his favorite color, maybe. That might be a nice touch. But I chose some Berry Burst, and I'm gonna put it to the right because I'm going to give it a little trim. So I'm going to take my snips. Now I don't want to go all the way to the T because I'm going to put a little heart or an embellishment. So I just did like that. And again, I'm going to go ahead. I found it. And pop up. This card, I just feel, it's so beautiful. It needs fancies, it needs popped up. You know what I mean? It just needs it. And put that on there. Try to get it as straight as possible. And then we can work with our hearts. So I did some in the blackberry and I did some in the white because those were the two colors I was die cutting with, and I just figured why get into more colors, we'll just use what we got. But on the front, it's so colorful, I think I'm just gonna go for the white again. And put a little dot of glue. Go. Let's do a little one. Whoa. So Karen, if you're still on here, right? I am so sorry. I've been so busy this week, but I have your stamps box ready to go, and I have your card kit. So whenever you have time, you can just swing on by. I keep meaning to text you, and I have just been insanely busy this week. Do I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Kind of like it plainer. So I'll come back and bling it up in a minute. Let's get our friends glued, and then while it's drying, we can stamp and get this sucker put together. Here we go. Okay, again, this is so skinny. This would be a great thing to use that double-sided adhesive for. I'm kind of just dotting it around. I know I'm gonna make a mess because I always do. But we'll clean it up with a little embossing buddy. It'll be fine. All right, so let's see. I love die sets where it cuts the words out and then backs it for you. So easy. Oh, it stuck to my finger. Come on. Work with me, Felicia, work with me. All right, there we go. All right, see? Not too bad, guys. Yes. Okay. There we go. If there's any sticky, we're gonna take care of it. I probably should have dotted my eye before doing that. Now, you could do two things. One, you could put a little gem there. Two, just use the eye that the die cuts out. Three, wait, hold on, there we go. Three, take a white gel marker and just dot it. Oh no, guys. I had it. Nope, there it is. Stupid shop light is like glaring in my eyes from, I keep saying I'm going to use the paper, but when I use the paper, it slides all over and it gets on my nerves. So then I go back to my glass mat, which shines up at me. People who make glass mats, please make them so they're not shiny. Thank you. I'm putting that into the universe. Maybe it'll work out for me. Okay. Here we go. Let's stamp for Binga. Go ahead. You can sing the song again. I know. I was like jamming out to my own melody. You know what I mean? Like, I had that song, Golden Girls theme, just in case you're like, what are you talking about? Just in my head, just the whole afternoon, just doing it. Doing all the things. Okay, here we go. Okay. Ink up over here. What do you think? Does that look straight? Fair enough. There we go. Guys, I am on point today. Are we impressed or what? Okay, a little glue. I want it kind of like nested, you know? Then we're gonna put some little cutesy patootsy hearts because why not? We're gonna want to put them down here. And one up here. The nice thing about this is they're flat because it's just paper. So you don't have to worry about, you know, your card popping up and not staying shut or whatever. Because of the power of 3, I'm gonna put one up here too. There we go. Okay. What do we think? Cute? Oh wait, we gotta glue it in. What am I thinking? All right. Go, just smush some glue on there. Now when you do it, you know, give yourself a frame. If you don't like, I have to turn it upside down. If you don't like the white showing, make your insides a little bit smaller and put it down and to the right a little bit. Okay. Hold on, I want to glue it shut. There we go. Ready for your close-up, girl. Okay, so there's that. I didn't mind it though. I did not mind the little white part. You know, I was cool with it, but when you do your cards, you do you. Okay, so the next thing, we're just going to put a few iridescent gems on there and call it a day. One up here. Now you could put a heart there. I'm just going to put a big gem. If I can get it. It's running away from me, guys. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. I have to save the rest of these for creativity now. So, it's very important. Let's see. All right, so there we go. There's 2 cards done. Who has this set? Who's obsessed with this set? Who's going to order this set after the live? That's what I need to know. What are we thinking, guys? You love it, Sherry? I know, it pops, doesn't it? So pretty. So stinking pretty. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Cheryl. I know Cheryl gave me a challenge for next week, so I have to look it up and figure out how to do it, and then we're gonna make it live on Wednesday. So I'm pretty excited to dive into that. Let me flip up, we'll chit chat for a minute, and then say goodbye. All right, here we go. If you get seasick, you know the drill. Close your eyes now. There we go. We're back. So, okay. That's what I got for you this week. I think we did amazing. Have you been taking care of yourself? Have you been catching up with your besties and having your mom time and all the good things? I hope you have. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it, Moo. You should send one to Sylvia. Yeah, that's what I got. I want you to know that I appreciate you guys. I love you so, so much. You are truly my besties, and I don't know where I'd be without you. So until next week, bye.